mostly because it gives my lead vocal some ambience, so it sounds bigger and more majestic than it is without having to result to a reverb that could sound digital or fake or processed or can wash around in the mix and lose a lot of clarity. I like to use this trick, so I wanted to show it to you. So I have a dry lead vocal right here. You take me in and clean me up. All right. And next to it, I have this green track here, and there's nothing on it. It's just an aux track in Pro Tools that I have created a send of my vocal, sending it to a bus called delay. And that bus ends up right here. So all I'm going to do is grab an available delay plugin, a stereo delay, and you just really can grab any basic delay that comes with your DAW. Look for one. Most of these in DAWs these days have a tempo meter, so it can find the tempo of your session. In this case, this song is at 122, and that allows you to set quarter note, half note, eighth note, 16th note, and it will compute the millisecond delay that your session would need for your track to have a quarter note delay. I'm going to grab a quarter note, and that in this session means the delay is 491.81 milliseconds. It does the math for you, so that's cool. I'll start with a quarter note, maybe an eighth note sometimes, and let's take a listen to what that's doing. You take me in and clean me up. Okay, so it does one distinct echo, and it's delayed by a quarter note. The second thing I'll do is I'll take the left or the right delay and I'll adjust it so it's just slightly off of the other one. This will give it a stereo effect. You take me in and clean me up. Alright, so you hear that? So it basically takes the delay away from the center and allows it to ping pong in the left and the right. Then what I'll do is create some feedback. Right? You don't want just one echo. In this case, I want it to continually echo and die off and die off. So maybe, 10, 12% feedback. Let's take a listen. You take me in and clean me up. All right, so it kind of echoes off and dies off, and that gives it a little bit of a sense of space. But then here's the final thing I do. In this delay plugin, you'll see LPF on both sides. That's a low-pass filter, which is the opposite of a high-pass filter. If this does the opposite, it lets the lows pass and cuts out the highs. And so what I do is I drag it down, so I say remove a lot of that top end, which is going to be the intelligibility of his vocal, so you'll lose a lot of the clarity of his vocal. So I'm dragging this down, I don't know, maybe to about 1,000 hertz, 2,000 hertz. I'm going to press play. You take me in and clean me up. Yeah, so I'm going to take it down even more. And what happens is that reduces a lot of the clarity of his delay so that the delay isn't as in your face as the lead vocal. It allows it to be a more subtle effect. We'll give it some more feedback. Take a listen. You take me in and clean me up. Now let's listen to that in context. You take me in and clean me up. You show me again your love will not dry up. Now I've got this cranked louder than I normally would, but you get the idea. You can then adjust your send, bring it down so you just hear a little bit of that ping pong delay. You can even go back to your delay and make it a more distinct difference in the left and the right. You take me in. And then you'll hear it go back and forth a little bit more in left and the right. But that's all I'm doing, a low pass filter on a vocal delay.